We left Cedarville around 8 o'clock. It was still light out. We weren't tired. It was 8 p.m. at night. We'd had supper. We felt revved to go, and we wanted to keep heading north. So we decided, why not? So we went straight up the street from the restaurant, straight past the gas station, and we continued on this road on our way home north to Canada. And then it got a little bit darker, and we kept going, and eventually it got dark, and we went past a few houses here, a little store in there, everything shut. It seemed like a ghost town, except that there was a dog barking in the distance, which actually made it seem kind of scarier having a dog barking in a place that seemed abandoned. So we kept on going, and we did some turns, and I said to my son, you know, last year, I don't remember it being a dirt road. And he said, neither do I. So it was a 2-laner, and my son said, you know, I think that's a cliff. I think we're like really way up high. But it was so dark, all I could see were the 2 beams going forward on this dirt road. And I couldn't see that there was possibly a cliff and we were up high. So we kept on going. And it became really hot at night, really, really hot. My nose went really dry, my throat went really dry, the temperature just spiked really high. And we had been in the desert all week, but this was way hotter, and it was hot at night. And we kept going, and there were these things running across the road in front of us. There were these little kangaroo rats with their like really long tails, and it was like the whole road was almost alive with them. And my son said, that's probably because they're on the road because it's safe. They can't be attacked by snakes. They're out in the open. And these little kangaroo rats kept going past, and occasionally there'd be a jackrabbit that went past, and then we kept on going because there wasn't really anywhere to turn. And we kept going, and the sky, we finally just stopped, and the sky was light, but the actual clouds, they were black. And they felt like they were reaching right down to us, and they were going to grab us. And I said, I can't go any farther. We did this little 3-point turn, and we went back to another little intersection. We saw another car, so we stopped, we ran over, and they said, our GPS isn't working at all. We have no idea where we are. We're tired of being out here. And so the 2 cars, we finally just turned around and headed to the correct highway. And that is what happens when you are a night owl and you still want to keep driving late at night on a quarter tank of gas. This is a 24-hour pattern. This is the sort of thing that is plants and animal behavior is based on a 24-hour clock. Diurnal is when the activity happens during the day. Humans are mostly diurnal. Most of our activity happens during the day. Crepuscular is when activity happens at twilight, at dawn and at dusk. I suspect our deer that are always out munching around are pretty much fall in that category. Nocturnal, that's like my chinchilla. Chinchillas are from the desert, and they come out at night because that's when it's cooler and easier for them to find food. The factors that affect these three things. They are temperature, the ability to gather food by sight, and the risk of predation. When is it actually safe to leave your burrow? And it can be affected by the season. So they might be diurnal in one season and nocturnal in another, depending on the length of the daytime or the length of the nighttime or how hot it is. And that affects plants and animal behavior. Like the saguaro saguaro cactus, it actually flowers only at night, and that's when the bats come out. This page looks a lot bigger at home. So this brings us to circadian rhythms, which are the biological clock. This is, instead of being an entire species of animal or plant, is what you and your own little individual body is more ruled by. And it includes your sleep and waking cycles, your digestion. So when you're about to go to sleep, your digestion slows down because you don't need the energy. Regeneration, when you're sleeping, that's when your body gets stronger again, and how much energy you have. In the morning, when you first get up, you don't have a lot of energy, but it grows until towards the end of the day, your melatonin increases, and that makes you sleepy. And then your body temperature also makes a big difference. Your body temperature lowers when you're sleeping. And part of that is chronotypes. And you have a propensity, which is kind of an inclination or natural tendency to behave in a particular way. So you can have a propensity to be a night owl, like I am, or a lark, which is an early bird. And I thought it was interesting, bedtime, the definition is a ritual part of parenting to help children feel more secure and become accustomed to a more rigid schedule of sleep than they might prefer. And you know what? We are going to go back to that desert someday, and we are going to photograph it.
Thank you very much, Carolyn. I'm always inspired by your